Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And there's a budget. I love budget debates, and it's great when there are so many here in the studio. Anmol is here, fully with his Aam Aadmi Party cap on, full-on advertising, going on. Anmol, welcome. We have with us Sushil Kedia, founder of Kedianomics, great and trusted voice on Republic. Jyotsna Tirunagiri is the national TDP spokesperson who's with us tonight. Lokesh represents the view of the Congress party, generally, broadly. And we have with us Shazia Ilmi joining us remotely. We have Omkareshwar Pandey, who will be joining us shortly. Okay, it's interesting. Obviously, you must be wanting to compliment the BJP, which is why you're trying to claim credit for what Nirmala Sitharaman is presenting, which means there's nothing to criticize. There's only something to acknowledge. But you know what? You wanted the tax slab to be brought up, the income nil tax slab to be brought up from 7 to 10 lakhs. It has been brought up to 12 lakhs. Now, don't tell me you suggested that. Anmol.
Certainly, Arnab ji, it was for the first time that Arvind Kejriwal ji raised 7 demands for the middle class of this country who has been a victim of tax terrorism. They have been reduced to an ATM machine, and every party who came in power, they have just exploited the middle class. So we made 7 demands to the central government, but only one of that demand has been met. That the tax slab.
You think this is because of you this has been done?
And yeah, certainly due to the pressure which was created by Arvind ji on the central government, and that too is benefiting only 2 crore, 2% of our whole country pays the tax, and out of that, I mean, it's benefiting only 0.05% of our country. But the other demands which we raised are very important. First is that the government must allocate 10% of the budget to the education sector, which is presently at 2%. The government.
Let's go on the first point. Let's go on the first point. Your claim. I'll pause there. Let's go on the first one because Shazia has wanted to comment. Shazia Ilmi responding. Shazia.
It is your former CM who actually took from the exchequer of Delhi, leading to a 2,060 crore ciphering of funds for his Sheesh Mahal. This was the money of middle class, and which has exactly been used for the Sheesh Mahal of Sultan Sahab Shahenshah. So, it's very funny that here you talk about a middle class, but how you've used the state exchequer when it comes to 4,000% increase of advertising budget taken totally from the public exchequer. And of the loss of revenue because of your and that is
with their figure.
It's a bit funny, nobody buys it. But going further and going beyond
Center Shazia's frame.
So I think it's huge.
Okay, let her complete. Let her complete. Anmol, you shall, and you will. Thank you. Yeah, this is broken.
Starting from nil to 2.5 to then 5 to 7. And now coming to 12 lakhs, this is indeed huge. Something needed to be done because we're looking at the backbone of our society and how important this extra spending is needed and is there to propel the economy further. But having said that, if you look at the poor classes, I mean, when you take out 13.5 poorest of the poor Indians, according to the multi-dimensional poverty index, and put them in the middle class, and then see it from that prism, you realize what a huge step this is and how many lives it impacts.
Can I get some other voices? I'll bring you back in. Otherwise it becomes BJP up. I'll just get the others in. I'll come to you. I know there's a Delhi election happening. Everything in the country becomes BJP up. The weather becomes BJP up. A cup of tea becomes BJP up.
I don't want it to be about
everything is country is BJP versus the Aam Aadmi. And we are the voice of Aam Aadmi.
Well, today,
you're the Sultan Sahabs of this thing. You steal money from the exchequer during COVID to buy gold-plated commodes.
You are seeing this broom. यहाँ पे किसी भी तरह का ना कीचड़ चिपकता नहीं है, बिल्कुल साफ है. आपका भी सफाया करेंगे क्योंकि कीचड़ आपका चिपकेगा नहीं.
अरे आपका होना चाहिए था दारू, not झाड़ू. You got it wrong slightly. Change the symbol now.
कैसे
change the symbol, my friend.
You're both going below the belt, so it's not like. You are saying
no,
jhadu.
daru is that thing, you know, and there is actually a CG report which actually talks
Jhadu
about
is a symbol of prosperity in Indian
2060
homes.
crore
And disrespecting Jhadu is akin to disrespecting Goddess Lakshmi. ये अपमान करते हैं, that is why their state are reeling under severe debt. और हम सफाई करते हैं, हम उसकी पूजा करते हैं, that is why we are running surplus.
One minute.
So I think it's huge.
Now old regime, new regime, all that is going to go on. I'll take a 5-minute detour while you all prepare your notes. I'm just going to get a voice who I don't want to get in the middle of the political debate, and that is the chairman of Hero Enterprises, Sunil Kant Munjal, I think is with us tonight. Are you there, sir? I can't see you. Mr. Munjal, good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening. You're the chairman of Hero Enterprises, and today it is being said that the government has become the hero of the middle class. But is it the hero of the corporate sector? How do you view it? Because government's giving in a lot as well in investment in all critical areas. So I want your take. Mr. Munjal.
I think the finance minister did an interesting balancing act. On the one hand, maintaining the fiscal discipline that she had committed for herself. She maintained the fiscal discipline lower than her own commitment. At the same time, she did a number of things for growth. So one thing that the industry had been asking for the government to continue to increase the infra spend by 20-25%, she did not do. But she put money in people's hands directly. Because while there was a request for increasing the limit for tax exemption for personal income tax, no one had expected it to go straight up from 7 to 12 lakhs. Very good. But she did a lot of other interesting things as well. One was putting the building blocks for the foundation of the nation in terms of agriculture, education, skilling, innovation, research, healthcare.
Exports.
And for industry, there were a number, and exports, absolutely. For industry, there were a number of interesting things like easing M&A, which is something that industry has been asking for now for a while, and setting up a study to look at all our rules, non-financial sector, rules, laws, and regulations de novo. I think that's something we certainly can benefit from. Because one complaint India has always had is excessive red tape. While we've been working at reducing red tape, decriminalizing, reducing and taking off some of the laws, but it is still a drag on the system. And one thing which holds back the potential for India truly to tap into its true potential.
Absolutely.
Also putting money behind things like deep technology. I can stop if you have...
No, I just wanted to ask you there a broader question, because I think your brand, Hero, and you personally, you are one of the champions of the country in terms of trade, industry, manufacturing, exports, etc. Just I was speaking 10 minutes back to Piyush Goyal. We'll run that at 9 o'clock, where I got a sense there that they're going to strike some big deal with the Trump administration when Prime Minister goes there in February, I mean this month itself. So how do you view this, this rock of tariffs, etc., hitting Indian exports? Do you feel we are doing enough? We announced a sort of export promotion mission. Is there nervousness? How does someone like you view that? I mean, the global context and this budget.
So one, at this moment, and you're right to raise, this is a very interesting and important point at this moment. It's a fractured world, and it's pulling apart in so many different ways. I mean, not just disputes, there are actual wars going on, and trade disputes have become a norm rather than otherwise. And the new president's announcements on tariff and trade deals have actually made the entire globe nervous right now. Although, interestingly, he has said he wants India to be a friend, he's concerned about India, and I also feel he will treat us a little bit differently from the way he's pushed hard on Canada and Mexico, etc. It would be wonderful. Actually, the Prime Minister's visit would do a lot of good, because they both have a personal equation. Other than friends as nations, they've already developed in their earlier avatars of both of them a wonderful personal equation. I think that would do us good, because at this moment, for us to get to the place we want to, we are putting the building blocks in, as I said earlier. The manufacturing mission and the whole but the external factors risk does remain,
Yeah.
and it's a real risk.
Yeah.
I do expect we will be better off once the Prime Minister goes than we are today. Because today there's uncertainty.
No, I think that uncertainty will be over in a month. I think, Sunilji, that uncertainty is going to be over in a month. But thank you so much. And, keep doing the great work that you're doing at Hero. It's great to connect with you again. See you soon. Thank you. That is Sunil Kant Munjal of Hero Enterprises, the chairman of Hero Enterprises. Going back to the debate, Jyotsnaji, you're seeing this animosity build up already. Who should get the credit? Everybody seems to be claiming credit. We're in a strange situation. Rather than criticism, Jyotsnaji, we're seeing a fight for credit. You saw Anmol there saying it's our credit. It's because of us that this tax slab thing happened. Yes.
That's not new, Arnabji, I suppose. And again, I give the credit to the people of India because it's people's budget. It's not, I wouldn't even like to call it NDA budget or anybody else's budget. It's people's budget. And before going further, Arnabji, I definitely would like to congratulate Nirmala Sitharaman ji, epitome of women empowerment there, standing there.
Yeah, absolutely.
8th consecutive union budget being presented by a woman.
Yeah, tremendous.
This is India for you.
Oh yes, absolutely. Round of applause for that. We also agree with you. All agree with you on that.
Definitely
She's excellent. She's graceful, statesmanlike, and she has been completely composed in the most difficult circumstances.
Sir, unlike certain parties, I wouldn't want to name those parties. Unlike
difficult circumstances, people of this country are in difficult
Anmolji, I think you can give the credit to a woman, Anmolji. There's nothing wrong. She's presented a consecutively. She's been presenting the.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I completely endorse that. I completely endorse that.
As
she is,
you might have your own
she's an incredible leader. She's an incredible leader who has done a lot for the economy and held the economy together and made it extremely effective over the longest period of time. Thank you.
I said that because just a couple of days ago, we saw an instance wherein the first citizen of the country was disrespected. A woman was disrespected.
That was a shame.
So that's the reason on your debate, I know thousands, lakhs of people watch your debate.
Yeah.
Being an Indian woman, I'm proud because I have a women president in my country. I have a women finance minister in the country who are here struggling for the people of India. Sir, come on, don't show me all those things. We should be proud of our country first. Sir, first proud of our country.
आपको तो देखने से भी दिक्कत है.
Proud of our country, sir. मैंने तो वो नंबर पढ़े भी नहीं अभी तक. अनमोल जी, मैंने नंबर पढ़े भी नहीं. नहीं, आप नंबर होना है.
दिक्कत हो रही है.
अर्नब जी, मुझे थोड़ा समय दीजिए. He's talking about numbers.
कितनी दिक्कत है आपको देश के आम आदमी से.
अनमोल जी, when you spoke, I didn't intervene. When you spoke, I didn't intervene.
Did I
intervene? So I request you don't intervene.
Did I ask you to comment?
1 second, sir.
Just let her.
अभी आप बोले थे आप अपनी झाड़ू की बात.
चलो आपने देख लिया तो पढ़ के भी सुना दो.
Decency तो बता दो. Decency बना लीजिए. Sir, listen. I'll read those numbers also. So today we have a budget for the entire India. We have a budget which lays out a forward-looking, growth-oriented, and an inclusive plan where we are focusing on economic growth and fiscal. Sir, I'm reading because I don't want to miss a single point here.
Yeah.
Economic growth and fiscal stability. I'm talking about rural and agricultural development. I'm talking about empowering the MSMEs and the middle class.
Yeah.
Job creation and skill development.
Yeah.
Encouraging innovation and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And boosting global trade and domestic manufacturing. And they call, sir, अगर ये लोग आज बात करते हैं कि this budget doesn't address unemployment. Sir, I'll also show numbers. 22 lakh jobs in footwear and leather industry. 5 lakh new women entrepreneurs. Skilling programs. AI investment. Sir, आपने कभी
with your permission, Jyotsna ji. Anmol, I request you because Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw is with us. With your permission, I'm going across to him. He's going to be joining. Okay, you can continue. In 2 minutes, he's going to be joining us. A programming announcement. I request you, Ashwini, Anmol, put that down. It's very distracting. You don't need to do that.
Citizens pay more than 2 lakh crores as taxes. And in return, what do they get? Only 325 crores, which has not even been paid in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
this is an outright.
You're nervous today because the middle class is going to move to the BJP.
Why this stepmotherly treatment?
सफाया तो
दिल्ली को क्यों नहीं मिलेगा?
दिल्ली में होगा ये बात
Huge taxes.
होगा, बिल्कुल होगा।
इस झाड़ू से कमल का सफाया होगा, वो जरूर होगा। बिल्कुल, आप भी मान रहे हो, बहुत अच्छी बात है। तो तालियां भी बजाइए साथ में।
अभी जो कचरा है, अभी जो कचरा है उसको तो
इसीलिए तो दैट इज द रीजन।
जो कचरा है उसको तो करेंगे, बिल्कुल करेंगे सर। No doubt about it.
You disrespect the middle class of this country.
I have not disrespected.
You hate the middle class of this country.
Sir, you disrespected.
That is why you don't allocate the budget to education.
I said my budget
You
is
have not
talking about
increased the education budget to 10%. You have not increased the budget of health to 10%.
My budget is talking about
You have not allocated.
You can't just.
You have not allocated.
अपना जो इलेक्शन भाषण है ना सर, आप ये इलेक्शन भाषण नहीं है सर।
ऐसा है ना, एजुकेशन पे 2% लगाते हो आप लोग,
एक चीज
रूरल डेवलपमेंट पे 5% लगाते हो, और फिर कहते हो
I'll put the numbers up. I don't see an argument here. I mean, nobody is going to believe you now, Anmol. Can I get the others also in? You've taken the most time so far. Sushil,
only the ones who are
Sushil Kedia must come on the debate, and Lokesh must jump into the debate. Shazia is on the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, my only question tonight.
How this will resonate and how this will encourage spending, and what a great relief it has brought. So much a big
Numbers
smile
on the right.
to the salaried
tax numbers.
Class, and not just that, there is extra saving and extra money there. So I think this is great, and I think Aam Aadmi Party and their representatives to have egg on their face. They don't have.
Okay, I'd say this to you, Shazia. I'm not an economist, but on a macro view, I think three things are incredible. One is that you have a 10.08% increase in capex. Lokesh, please note my numbers if you want to question them. That is huge attempt at increasing demand. And
reduced from 11.
Sir, you are interrupting me. You are not letting me speak. You are sitting with the best informed and most civilized anchor in the country today, and you are blocking me. You are heckling me. I will allow you 30 seconds, sir. Now, my only point is you have a 10% plus increase in capex. You have foregone over 1 lakh crore rupees by giving the middle class an incredible bonanza that even they did not expect and you did not expect. And on top of that, you are looking at a 4.4% fiscal deficit for the next year that is going to be the toast of town for the investment community. This is a strong foundation to the economy. I'd like Sushil and Lokesh to come in right now. Sushil, over to you, please. Sushil.
Quickly. I just cannot hold back my bemusement at the talents of the gentlemen from the political party they come from. I had sworn to myself, मैं जिंदगी में आम आदमी पार्टी से कुछ भी नहीं सीखूंगा, पर ये मुझे मजबूर कर देते हैं हर बार कुछ नया सीखने के लिए. Today he taught me the fine art of grabbing self-importance. Listen.
He's responding. Okay, full frame out here, full frame. Two windows are demanded on the left. Two windows are on the windows. Beneath the window. Your glass will fall. Look at him and speak.
ये टैक्स की कट आई है,
क्या हो गया?
मैं ये कहता हूँ,
ग्लास गिर जाएगी।
10 साल से मांग रहा हूँ,
संभालो।
से ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट
Two window.
मैं हूँ आम आदमी।
Two window.
आप आम आदमी पार्टी की दुकान चला रहे हो, मैं हूँ आम आदमी।
अच्छा,
मैं 10 साल से
वो आदमी जो दूध दही पे टैक्स दे रहा है वो आम आदमी नहीं है। आप सूट में बैठ के कह रहे हैं आप आम आदमी हैं। जो दूध दही दाल पे टैक्स दे रहा है, the one who's paying indirect taxes, वो आम आदमी नहीं है।
टोपी पहन के टोपी
इतनी नफरत करते हैं आम आदमी से आप?
क्यों आम आदमी?
शर्म आनी चाहिए आपको, शर्म आनी चाहिए आपको। कैसी बात करते हो? इतना क्यों नफरत करते हो आप आम आदमी से?
सूट भी पहने।
Calm down, both of you.
This is only 1/3 of the
Calm down, both of you.
population.
Calm down.
आम आदमी सूट नहीं पहन सकता।
मतलब आम आदमी से इतनी नफरत?
आम आदमी को टोपी पहनाओगे?
गरीब आदमी के बारे में सोचा है कभी?
आम आदमी को टोपी पहनाओगे?
जो टैक्स देता है,
यही काम बचा है।
टैक्स देता है,
आम आदमी
जो दाल पे टैक्स
आम
देता
आदमी
है,
की सूट खुलवा लो,
उसकी आवाज है हम,
टोपी पहना दो,
उसकी आवाज है हम,
आम आदमी की
उसकी आवाज बुलंद कर रहे हैं हम।
आम आदमी की सूट खुलाने की
हम आम आदमी के लिए काम करते हैं, मिडिल क्लास के लिए काम करते हैं।
नहीं कर रहे हो।
हम देश को पढ़ा रहे हैं, हम युवाओं को पढ़ा रहे हैं, उससे देश बढ़ रहा है। हम आपकी तरह सूट बूट पहन के यहाँ ये नहीं कहते कि आप हम
What is the suit boot? This is not.
कहते हैं
He has a right to wear a suit.
गरीब आदमी
He has a right to wear a suit
टैक्स पे कर रहा है देश को, जो रिक्शा चलाता है, जो धोबी है, जो घर में सफाई करता है,
Fiscal
वो भी
deficit
टैक्स देता है।
4.4%.
उसे
Fiscal
हक
deficit-
है कि उसे मुफ्त शिक्षा मिले 24 घंटे, मुफ्त स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं मिले विश्व स्तरीय, मुफ्त 24 घंटे बिजली मिले, मुफ्त 24 घंटे पानी मिले, महिलाओं को अधिकार है कि उन्हें मुफ्त बस यात्रा मिले, आप जैसे बुजुर्गों को अधिकार है कि मुफ्त तीर्थ यात्रा मिले। और आपको भी भेजेंगे, बताओ कहां भेजे? राम जी के दर्शन करने भेजे, मथुरा भेजे, वृंदावन भेजे, लेकिन नफरत मत करो। आम आदमी से नफरत मत करो।
मेरी
रिक्वेस्ट है,
या मुझे
हम आम आदमी की आवाज है।
डबल टॉकिंग,
नहीं,
डबल स्पीक इज द हॉलमार्क ऑफ आम आदमी पार्टी।
आप नफरत मत करो।
आम आदमी पार्टी
देश
दो
में
दफा बात करती है,
आज तक कभी किसी ने आवाज नहीं उठाई।
और अभी बोलते हो कि मेरे को 30
अच्छा, आप बताइए क्यों केंद्र सरकार ने एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज पे जीएसटी नहीं हटाया? क्यों एजुकेशन का बजट 10% नहीं किया? क्यों हेल्थ का बजट 10% नहीं किया?
अरे बावड़ी बात करेगा तो उसके हिसाब से देश का दिमाग
गाली देने लगे ना, गाली देने लगे।
बिल्कुल गाली नहीं दे रहा,
गलत
बावड़े को बावड़ा
आप
बोल रहा
दो गाली, आप दो गाली नहीं, आप दो, ऐसा है ना, आप दो गाली, आप जितनी गाली, हमें तो ऐसा है ना, हमें गाली देते रहे, भाजपा वाले रोज गाली देते हैं, पता नहीं क्या क्या कहते हैं, लेकिन हम डरते नहीं हैं। हम आम आदमी की आवाज उठाते रहेंगे जब तक हम उसका अधिकार नहीं दिला देते जो संविधान का अनुच्छेद 21 कहता है। अधिकार है
I'm stepping in now, and the debate tonight,
आप दिल्ली की जनता पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं।
the debate
आपको
tonight-
अगर सवाल उठाना है तो केंद्र सरकार से पूछिए
The debate
कि
tonight-
क्यों दिल्ली जो 2 लाख करोड़ से ज्यादा टैक्स देती है उसे केवल बदले में 300
Anmol, you're not even listening here. I'm standing here. I'm about 1 feet away from you, and you're not listening to me. Now, my point is this: see, baat kya hai? What is the issue here, Lokesh? That middle class has got a bonanza. Last time the complaint was you're not doing anything for the middle class. And ये कहते हैं ना कि जब छप्पड़ फाड़ के दिया इस बार for the middle class. One minute. You've spoken a lot. Fact is, I am being very practical about it. This budget is going to do great things for the country, A, because your fiscal deficit, you see what was the point, let me explain to you. You have corrected 2 historical wrongs that have been happening in the budget in macro terms. First is your tax to GDP ratio was around 19% and other countries about 14%. This will, I don't know the numbers, it will significantly bring it down. It will significantly. The second point was your FDI levels have gone down from about 2.2%, to about 0.8%, and the entire Congress ecosystem used to say, see, the FDI inflows have gone down. Now with the 4.4% fiscal deficit and with the overall macro fundamentals that have been established, Lokesh, there is no way. You are on a sweet spot. You are doing fantastically as an economy. It's a great opportunity for you. Lokesh, don't defend the indefensible today. Lokesh, don't defend the Congress party today. Don't speak the Aam Aadmi party line. Yes, quickly.
First of all, let us get our perspective right.
Yes.
There's a large dependent population that we have in our country today. And that dependent population is not that section which comes under this tax bracket. Even if you talk about the beneficiaries, they are mostly the taxpayers who were earning between 7 to 12 lakh per annum. And can you tell me what was the percentage of population earning that much? It is not a large one, probably few percentage, I mean less than 1%.
Yeah.
So the beneficiary in this particular budget is a very minuscule lot. Yes, certainly the disposable income will increase and that will stimulate the demand. But please, just 1 minute.
I'm giving you 5 seconds. Yeah,
but
because
over there, this particular section is limited to urban pockets. What about the rural demand? In the rural area, if you are to increase the disposable income, that requires an enhanced outlay in the MG Narega, in the PM Kisan, in the giving them food vouchers, because
why should this government
significant component?
Okay, fine. Now I have Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw with me, Union Minister for Electronics, Information Technology, for Railways, and the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting. Always a pleasure, and more a pleasure, Ashwini ji, to speak to you on Budget Day, because you have a host of economic ministries and interests that you've been looking at. Now, broad idea. I took the big headline today, and everybody's taken the big headline to be nil tax slab for 12 lakh plus rupees. We've discussed that. My question to you, what would be the second headline? If you were a newspaper editor and you were told what should be the big story from this budget, besides the 12 lakh nil tax slab, What would be the second most important headline for you? And do you agree that that is the most important takeaway?
Arnab, thanks a lot for having me here. See, the way the entire budget has been structured, there is a very consistent thought process behind it. If you look at it, the investment is steady, 11,20,000 crore, which is huge. It's a very large number. The relief for middle class is very big. The focus on getting the productivity in the economy, whether it is for the farm sector, whether it is for labor, whether it is for manufacturing, that is very clear. It's very important that we are creating a mission for manufacturing. It's very important that we are putting so much focus on getting the technological base now, so that our journey towards Viksit Bharat can be very consistent. So if you ask me, from the newspaper headline perspective, yes, middle class families is one, but the way our economy has been handled in the last 10 years in a very deft manner, in a very careful, calibrated manner, our Prime Minister's economic thinking is reflected in this 10 years consistent journey and in this budget in particular.
Now, Ashwini ji, across the world, especially after, the importance of the tech companies in America, Donald Trump's focus on the groups and the individuals who are described as tech bros, who will have a great say in the direction of the American economic thinking. And after the DeepSeek breakthrough in artificial intelligence, we have seen announcements by you as well, day before yesterday, on investments in the area of deep tech. In your view, does the budget address that? Because future technologies, and you are a technocrat, you have a great technology base and understanding of it. Has this budget done enough for deep tech, startup, AI, space, and other futuristic areas which will determine which economy leads the world?
Absolutely, yes. And that is a consistent theme in the last 10 years. Right from the day when Honorable Prime Minister started the Startup India program, from that day onwards to the day today when we have the very well thought through India AI mission, very consistent India semiconductor mission, a very good quantum mission, a very important national supercomputing mission, and a big focus on involving the private sector in research work, R&D work, through the Anusandhan National Research Foundation. All those things are today laying a foundation for our country's technological base, because that's where the competitive advantage will come tomorrow. And that's where the entire world is thinking, and we are, in a sense, absolutely in the right direction. And the fund allocation has been very good. And the way our talent is kind of taking these opportunities, it's amazing. The other day I was talking to a professor who has been working in AI research, and he discussed certain algorithmic advances which might even be better than what DeepSeek has done. So that kind of talent.
This is an Indian innovator.
Yeah.
And it's in the works.
Of course, many people have been working on it, and we do hope that what was the biggest constraint? The constraint was compute capacity. And that's why our focus in the AI mission was right from day one to get the absolutely good quality world-class compute capacity at good affordable rates. The global benchmark is $2.5–3 per GPU hour, and we have been able to get around $1, and we'll be subsidizing that. And it's all private investment coming into the AI space. So we have today compute capacity which is very good, and now our professors, our academicians, our startups, our engineers, they can all try out new ideas, come up with new algorithms, test them, and come up with a model which we hope the foundational model should be up and running in few months.
Well, that's very exciting. I mean, I'm sure you're working very fast on it. Mr. Vaishnaw, my last question to you is about domestic investment and foreign outflows. And I've been following closely many things that you're doing. And recently I found your visit to Singapore just about a month and a half back, was also a purely economic mission. And then we had the Singapore president visiting here. And now our Prime Minister will be traveling, hopefully, to close big deals with the new Trump administration. Foreign investors have been pulling money out of the Indian markets, and domestic investors in this recent period, have been making net purchases. That maintains the stability of our markets. I'm not only talking from a stock market point of view. My point is that pre-2014, before Narendra Modi became Prime Minister of India, our markets were dependent on foreign investment. And now, after Narendra Modi came in, you have insurance companies, mutual funds, retail investors, domestic investors. They've become the key market players. Can we get back the foreign investment? Can we spur it up? Because we need every ounce of money to spur things up. Can we still once again become, instead of number 16 in FDI flows, can we go up to the top 5, for example? And do you see anything in the budget that would move in that direction?
Absolutely, and a lot of deregulation which has been very nicely narrated in the economic survey in very methodical, very nice scientific way, and which has been followed up by budget announcements. The second thing is the mission on manufacturing which has been announced, and that's going to be very comprehensive in my understanding. Honorable Finance Minister said that it will be run by the Commerce Ministry and the Finance Ministry along with the sectoral ministries. I think this is going to be a game changer. This will bring in a lot of investment and a lot of manufacturing related jobs which will be created, because I don't think some people who profess that we should not be looking at an old model, we should be looking at only high-end jobs.
Yeah.
I think it has to be manufacturing jobs and services jobs. It is not or, it's and, which is what we should be looking at.
Yeah. Well, Ashwini Vaishnaw, I thank you very much. You're going to be part of the process of kickstarting this whole job creation, consumption increase and innovation in our country. And I look forward to talking to you perhaps in more detail. I'm sending a request out to have a chat with you on your views on technology and IT and how that can change the direction of our economy. So look forward to that. Mr. Vaishnaw, thank you very much. Thank you. That's Ashwini Vaishnaw, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the debate. Okay, hands are up. Can I let Lokesh finish? Lokesh finished his first round. Any reactions to what Lokesh? Lokesh, 30 seconds to complete the point on the middle class bonanza.
See, you said that the capex spending is the same, but if you talk about
no, I said it's going up.
Percentage to GDP, if you calculate with respect to the previous year, and at that point of time, percentage to GDP capex has declined since last year.
Where are you getting these numbers? There's a 10% increase in capex.
No. The capex percentage to GDP, if you calculate with respect to the growth rate, the growth that we have achieved since the last year, and if it remains the same at that point of time, the percentage to GDP for the capex is going to decline. My whole point over here is, that this
you don't want capex, you want Manrega.
Yes, exactly.
You don't want, so you're saying remove capex, increase Manrega.
No. What I will say is, if it has to succeed as a demand-driven budget, you cannot ignore rural demand, because this particular tax benefit in the tax slab, it is only and only going to benefit few urban pockets. It is not going to benefit the rural areas.
Okay, she wants to counter that. Shazia wants to come in.
So the demand of Manrega goes, it has actually declined by 14.9% during April to October 24. And in October, the demand declined for the 12th consecutive month. So it goes on to say that there is an increased availability of other alternative employment opportunities, and that itself is a good sign. And I don't agree with you that it has come down. The capex, it has actually been increased. So there is another thing that we disagree with you. But I think the demand under Manrega declining is actually a very good sign.
No, Shazia ji, when you came to power, आपका नारा था सबका साथ सबका विकास. Now after 10 years, why is it that it is only पूंजीपतियों का साथ, पूंजीपतियों का विकास? Your billionaire, the loans of your billionaire friends have been raised to the tune of 16 lakh crores.
Please explain
the corporate tax has been slashed from 30% to 22%. Why didn't you impose the cap on fee regulation on the private schools? Why didn't you
receipts
reduce the GST on
are
essential
so much
commodities?
lower than the expenditure.
Why didn't you brought a
Why don't you
provision
explain what kind
for a
of- what
loan
kind of
waiver
governance have you
for
done in
farmers?
Delhi? Before
For the
you
middle
come
class.
and talk about the national
Why
budget,
isn't there-
which
why
nobody,
isn't there
pretty much nobody
provision
can
is
find
the
fault
for waiving
with?
the
Why
home
did you
loans?
go wrong?
Today that
Where
Narendra
did
Modi
you go
is
wrong
useless
in Delhi,
was the topic of
which has
discussion.
led to this situation?
Why
in
aren't
the
you
last
investing in
30
the
years,
basic,
since
in the
Delhi
basic
Vidhan
amenities
Sabha
of
was
life?
constituted?
लोगों की
That
मूलभूत
is a
सुविधाओं में
very
Shazia, 1 minute.
That's
Shazia, 1 minute.
something you have to
Shazia,
look at.
2 versus 2 right now. Shazia.
the budget.
Jyots.
No. I just want to say, Arnab, that he's questioning us, but he must answer for the.
तो जब आप बजट तुम लाए हो तो सवाल में जो है ट्रम्प से तो करूंगा नहीं भाई, डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प से तो सवाल करूंगा नहीं मैं, सवाल तो तुम्हारे से किए जाएंगे, जवाब देने में दिक्कत हो रही है तो हाथ जोड़ लो, माफी मांगो देश से। You can apologize to the middle class. You can apologize to the middle class for not election.
1 minute. Anmol, look here. 1 minute. Anmol. I have just 4 words to ask you. Are you, the nation wants to know just 4-word question answer from you, right? Are you in panic? Are you in panic? Because this is the usual. I mean, everyone from Mayur Vihar to Patparganj to Sarojini Nagar will be very happy with this. You're going to have a tough time going and saying, "ये budget खराब है." People will vote against you.
अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे एक बात बताइए।
Yeah. Phone line खोल दो।
सुनिए,
Phone line खोल दो।
सुनिए, तो फोन लाइन तो हमें पता है यहाँ कैसे चलती है, लेकिन फिर
नहीं, कैसे चलता है? I will put my. No.
I have a point, Arnab ji. I think he has. Anmol ji, एक बार मेरी
बात तो कर ले।
नहीं, एक बार।
अब पहले तो आप कह रहे थे इंटरप्ट करते हैं, बोलने नहीं दे रहे।
एक बात मैं Arnab ji से रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ, इस
अच्छा, okay, I allow. Yeah. What is the request?
ठीक है,
मैं आपकी तरह इंटरव्यू नहीं कर रही सर, मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ सर। मुझे तब से there is an argument from both Anmol ji and also sir, saying that this is not of the poor people, this is not of the rural people, this budget is not of them. You're talking about a very small portion of the population.
Yeah.
That's the point, sir. But why are we ignoring the point that when you have more disposable income in your hand, there is higher spending?
Exactly.
Why are we ignoring that
what is
point?
the percentage?
And obviously, sir, 1 minute. When we have a higher spending, doesn't it mean that we have a stronger economy?
Okay, now he responds. Now he responds.
Sir, one thing. We're also talking about rural. Sir, we have rural infrastructure.
Okay, 1 minute. Everything. See the point is very simple. Now, 1 minute. Are you 1 minute? Are you suggesting that you will go in parliament?
Delusions of grandeur.
You see, I'll just
They can't accept the fact of youth being skilled. You will never accept that. You will never accept research-oriented funding. You will never accept. Sir, AI you don't want.
You will never accept
don't
that
want
you
rural
have failed to
infrastructure.
work for the
You
farmers
don't
of
want
this
credit
country.
limit increase to
You
the
will not
farmers.
accept that
We are doing much for the farmers.
Arnab, can we discuss economic?
We are doing
7 लाख करोड़ का कर्जा है,
We are doing much
मध्य
for the
प्रदेश में 4.5 लाख करोड़ का कर्जा है, गुजरात में 4.5 लाख करोड़ का कर्जा है, उसके बारे में नहीं बताएंगे आप।
सर मैं यूनियन बजट की बात कर रही
choose
हूँ।
to ignore that.
वो सारे स्टेट्स में भी जाके हम लोग शीश महल बनाएंगे, वो सारे स्टेट्स में भी जाके शीश महल बना लेते हैं।
This budget is not an election budget. This budget is not an election budget. Understand that. Anmol, understand. I'm trying and explaining.
You try to understand that your states are in the severe debt.
Panicking.
लाखों करोड़
Ma'am, sir. Anmol, I can also speak in a loud voice. In fact, I can enter a competition. Anmol. Okay, there's a competition here. There's a competition. Whose voice is the loudest of them all?
जो 10 साल पुरानी है, 10 साल पुरानी नहीं होगा। 2024 चल रहा है, 20 करोड़ नौकरी होनी चाहिए थी।
एक बीपी टैबलेट दे दो सर।
फार्मर्स की आय दुगनी होनी चाहिए
बीपी का टैबलेट,
MSP का
blood pressure. She's saying I should give you a blood pressure tablet. Anmol, I can't give blood pressure tablet. I am not a qualified doctor. I can't give him a blood pressure tablet.
अब झूठ से भाग रहे हैं, अब झूठ से भाग रहे हैं।
Sir, मैं numbers के साथ आपको answer ही doesn't want to accept.
सवाल मैं
He doesn't want to
आप कह रहे हो, I am
accept.
answering.
Sir, listen.
रटी स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ने से क्या होगा ये बताओ?
अनमोल जी, listen.
आप मुझे ये बताओ ना. नहीं. भाई listen चल रहा है तब से. सुनो आप हमारी भी.
आप कहाँ सुन रहे हो सर?
सुनो.
सुन ही नहीं रहे हो. वही तो बात है.
ये बार-बार
सर ये इलेक्शन कैंपेन नहीं है. सर ये बजट के ऊपर का मीटिंग. सर ये बजट के ऊपर का डिबेट है.
I think Anmol, I repeat now, ladies and gentlemen, my four-word question to Anmol. My four-word question to Anmol. Are you in panic? Are you in panic? Are you in panic? PANIC. The nation wants to know. Are you in panic? Are you in panic? Is this hitting you? I'll tell you one thing. 1 minute. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. I want to tell you something. I've been living in Delhi for a large part of my life. When I was in college, I stayed in Hudson Lines, Mukherjee Nagar, Bhai Parmanand Colony, Kingsway Camp, Hindu College, Delhi University. Later, when I started working, I lived in Patparganj, Mayur Vihar before moving. Now, the question is, having spent so many years in various middle-class parts of the country, and when I was a student, I used to stay in a wonderful place. They were, by the way, it was MIG flats, middle-income group flats. So I'm a member of the middle class of Delhi. I lived in the MIG flats, DDA Colony, Pusa Road. So मैं दिल्ली के मिडिल क्लास को आपसे ज्यादा जानता हूं. आप तो हाई क्लास लोग हैं, हम मिडिल क्लास लोग हैं. And my question to you is, ask anybody who's middle class today, do you welcome the nil tax bracket? Even your supporters will say yes.
Arnab ji, is it?
Won't they say yes?
Is it only the
economics
that?
Pardon me. He'll ask you.
No, just a minute. Is it only the
talking about mental health,
who pay tax?
Overexposure to social media, no exercise, and economic survey mentioned
please,
that too much
no.
The poor people of this country, the middle class, pay indirect
This is the largest ever tax-free slab expansion, sir. This is the first. This is our first.
Every year nahi diya. They promised farm loan waivers.
This reduces TCS. This reduces TDS burdens. It makes compliance easier. It's historic. It's not just tax relief. It completely redefines India's tax system. It makes it simpler, fairer, more growth-oriented, and you have to be blind not to see it or delusional not to accept it. Now, come on, tell me here. This is, sir, आपको मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
ये देखने के लिए.
Are you in panic?
ये देखने.
Are you in panic?
ये देखने के लिए.
Are you in panic?
आपका चश्मा चाहिएगा.
ले लीजिए. नहीं, मगर आपके चश्मे. क्या दूं आपको? नहीं, मैं आपको चश्मा दूंगा, मगर आप तो कॉन्टैक्ट लेंस पहने हुए. आपने कॉन्टैक्ट लेंस पहना हुआ है.
आम आदमी का और मिडिल क्लास का चश्मा तब दिखेगा.
मैं तो मिडिल क्लास चश्मा पहनता.
तब दिखेगा आपको.
सुशील केडिया, सुशील.
Permission from.
There is no provision for the
Permission granted.
I want to tell you all a very simple anecdote.
Go on. And by the way, आप जब anecdote बोलेंगे, graphics को पूरा रखिए so that people get to know the numbers as well.
बहुत सिंपल बात है, बहुत सिंपल भाषा में बता रहा हूँ. एकदम आम आदमी की बात, आम आदमी की.
आप इनको भी बताइए ना.
नहीं, ये तो आम आदमियों के मतलब बहुत ऊपर है. इनको छोड़ देते हैं. इनको छोड़ के बाकी सबके बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. हम दोपहर में बात कर रहे हैं. I was born and brought up in Kolkata. Typical Marwadi middle class person.
2013 में भी हमें लोगों ने.
अरे भाई साहब.
62 सीट आई थी फिर.
अरे भाई साहब.
Okay, now let. Okay, now.
अब इनके पैर पकड़ने से अगर बोलने देंगे तो पैर पकड़ने.
Now come on, calm down. No पैर पकड़ोing on my program. No पैर पकड़ोing, and I don't want to come in.
In 1980, I was a school-going boy in the 5th standard. तिवारी स्वीट्स का एक घी का समोसा आज भी बिकता है. 25 पैसे का होता था. और उस टाइम
25 पैसे का समोसा.
हाँ, 25 पैसे का घी का समोसा, देशी घी का समोसा आज भी बिकता है. आज वो 32 रुपए का हो गया. ठीक है, तो जो इन्फ्लेशन है
32 रुपए का समोसा.
हाँ, 32 रुपए.
एक समोसा 32 रुपए का. I must try this.
टिपिकल मिडिल क्लास की 8,000 रुपया टैक्स फ्री स्लैब होती थी 1980 में. 8,000 रुपए की टैक्स फ्री स्लैब वाला बंदा मजे से तिवारी के देशी घी के समोसे खा लेता था 25 पैसे में.
आज घी पे भी जीएसटी लगा हुआ है.
अरे भाई साहब बोलने तो दो, वही करवा रहे हैं. अरे बोलने दो.
दूध पे दाल पे टैक्स लगा है.
10 सेकंड. अब रुको. 10 सेकंड. Complete your say. What were you saying? Complete.
In 40 years वो समोसा.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
आज एक झटके में 150 गुना हो गई 1980 के.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, has it been a middle class bonanza? I say yes, but can we hit the 8% mark? On the other side, Piyush Goyal will start the debate on whether we are hitting the 8% mark. That's going to be interesting in a few minutes.